Let's cross over now to our religious and social affairs correspondent, Joe Little. Joe, can you analyse for us the scale of the cover-up, because we have a true picture of its full extent now, right across all levels of state and church authorities, from the local Gardaí right up to the Vatican?
Sharon, in simple terms, I think this is the most extensive cover-up known to have taken place in the criminal justice system here since the state became independent. I think that if you think alone about the numbers who were investigated by the Commission, 46 priests, the Commission says that on average 3 victims were known to have been assaulted and raped in some cases by this sample of priests. Archbishop Martin says that he doesn't know how many victims there are. It can't be known. But when you consider, he says, that many of the abusers were serial abusers, the number is just unquantifiable. He was asked whether the diocesan files would be made available to the public so that people who are still suffering can find out what was done in the cases of their abusers. He said there might be legal difficulties with that. Perhaps the Minister for Justice acknowledged the extent of the cover-up when he said that everybody who was involved would be brought to book. His statement did concentrate on the horror that he felt at the actual acts of abuse, but a central point in his statement did acknowledge that the role of the state now was to bring to book those not only who abused, but those who covered up the abuse.
And Joe, what do we have this evening by way of a response from the Church? You were at that news conference with Archbishop Martin.
Well, first of all, some fresh news is that Cardinal Connell has issued a statement expressing his deep regret at his failures and acknowledging that the report does say that he made an effort to come to grips with this problem where his predecessors had failed to make such an effort. Secondly, the Church itself is probably in a spin as to how it should now go forward following these revelations. I think that it feels that it's going to be under siege in the way that the religious orders felt that they were under siege in the lead-up to the Ryan report. I think that Archbishop Martin has clarified a number of points here. First of all, the Commission wrote to the Vatican asking for information. The Vatican refused to respond. Archbishop Martin said that he regretted that. It remains to be seen, secondly, what the Vatican will do in relation to bishops who have failed their flock, the weakest members, the most vulnerable members of their flock, in handling allegations and suspicions of child abuse by clerics. The Vatican is known to take a much more severe approach to this issue under Pope Benedict than it took under Pope John Paul II. When asked whether bishops should step down, Archbishop Martin implied that, or said that it's really up to the bishops themselves to examine their consciences and to see whether their past actions and present actions are protecting children. So it remains to be seen what steps bishops who are criticised, some of them very strongly by the Commission, will do. Some of them are serving in senior posts in the Irish hierarchy.
Very good, Joe Little, for the moment. Thank you. And the HSE and the Dublin Rape Crisis Centre will be operating helpline services for callers affected by these revelations. Other organisations are also running helplines, and those numbers, they are all on the RTE website. They're also on Airtel, and those numbers will be on screen again before the end of the bulletin.